I think probably we, in our training, we need to talk about this color of pink going into fuchsia, going into red, going into kind of the sort of dried blood colors, you know. And I think it's a sort of scale of sense of acute and chronicness of an issue. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
So, for example, when we see something that's really hot pink like this, I feel like it's kind of a fresh thing. Like, you know, in the girl on the left, I would guess, you know, because her nose and all of her sinus region is so colored by that hot pink, that it's a sinus issue, like you know, like it's spring and she's exposed to pollen, or dare I say, because there's asymmetry in the entire jaw on the lady on the left, that it could be something more like off-gassing from her teeth. And so her sinuses are a little bit, you know, it's an acute issue, but it needs to be kind of, it's an issue that perhaps needs more attention. So yeah, and whereas the lady on the other side, yeah, I mean, I would say that the pinkiness isn't quite so, it's sort of darkening, and therefore a sense of it being a bit more of a sort of problem that's been around for a while. Do you see what I mean? So the girl on the with the yellow field, you know, overthinker, is a sort of fresh thing that could be, like I said, pollen or off-gassing tooth. Whereas the lady on the other side, yeah, it seems to got embedded a little bit more, whatever this particular issue is. And therefore there is a sense of scale, or, yeah, I mean, I guess it's like a fruit. It goes through so many different colors, from being, you know, raw or under-ready, and then ripe, you know, overripe, you know. I think we're dealing with something a bit like that in terms of energetic congestion. But, you know, essentially their outer fields are both really nice, although substantially different. And they both have really nice features, like this lady's throat chakra is wonderful. I mean, really wonderful. And yet there's an asymmetry in the shoulder, which is weird, implies she's kind of, I don't know, maybe.
Oh, you know what I was going to ask about this one on the right? She has Graves' disease.
Right.
So would that have anything to do with her throat and her shoulders there?
Well, absolutely. Of course it would. I mean, when you say Graves' disease, remind me, that's a thyroid kind of.
That's thyroid, yeah.
Yeah. So you would expect to see, I mean, I think the other side of it is the medication question earlier, which is quite often when we're scanning people with Biofield Viewer and other devices, medicines work in certain cases. And so they mask the actual problem. And so the problem kind of reappears somewhere else because it's not getting addressed. It's just getting masked by this fabulous chemical that seems to force it to do something. But the expression of you know, biochemical or biophysics, you know, needs to be honed in on the solution.